Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be about meeting with my dietitian for my first appointment and all that entails, I guess. So first of all, I'd like to say that I'm not a qualified dietitian or nutritionist or doctor or anything, and I'm purely just sharing the information that I received personally from my dietitian and what she recommended for me. And so obviously it would be different for anyone else out there because their circumstances might be different and their lifestyle might be different. So I'm purely just sharing what she recommended for me. And the other thing is the dietitian I saw is an accredited practicing dietitian and all that, and she is fully qualified and is registered in Australia and all that. So let's get started. Okay, so first of all, went in and met her. She's a lovely lady from the UK and she has a daughter of her own as well, which I think is good because she's a mother. She can relate to me and she's very understanding, of lack of time and all that sort of thing. So that was really good. She asked, about a lifestyle, if I did any work, and I said I was working part-time as a music teacher. My husband works full-time and the rest of my time is spent at home with April. After that, we just talked about any exercise I was doing, and I said I was trying to walk most days of the week, probably about 5 times a week and about 5 kilometers each time, and she said that she wanted me to keep that up. I did say I might in the future start seeing a personal trainer, but at that stage I was just doing my walking. And then I said to her, we are trying for our second child at the moment, and so I don't want to do anything too drastic or have too much of a strict diet or anything. I want to make sure that I'm completely healthy and ready to conceive at any point, I guess, and just to be in the best health possible. And I definitely want to lose weight, but to do it the healthiest way possible. Sorry, I'm just repeating myself. Anyway, then we went on to talk about the foods I was currently eating at that stage. So for breakfast I might have 2 eggs or a bowl of cereal or something, sometimes with a piece of toast and a hot drink with 1 sugar, so that could be tea or coffee, with 1 sugar and skim milk. For lunch I might have a wrap with chicken or tuna and salad, or just a salad with chicken and tuna and cheese and avocado and vegetables and all that sort of thing. Or if I was out and about, I might have 6 pieces of sushi or a Subway 6-inch. And then for dinner we'd have normally meat and veg or fish and veg. Otherwise we'd have spaghetti bolognese with like 5-star lean mince and all that sort of thing. Sometimes, occasionally stir fries and curries and all that, but normally we keep it pretty basic. And then we talked about my alcohol intake, which, to be honest, I only drink alcohol on special occasions. I don't drink alcohol every day or every week necessarily, it just depends. And it's normally just to celebrate a special occasion. And my water intake is quite high. It's about up to 4 litres. I do teach singing, so I need to keep myself really hydrated. And especially on my teaching days, I do have a really high fluid intake. And brings me to my next point, which I do drink a lot of Diet Coke, and I was really honest with her about that. And I probably drink about 4 cans a day or a bottle a day, and I'd just be pouring it out into a glass. And yeah, I did say to her I don't really snack. I only really snack if I'm hungry. And at that point I did ask her, should I be snacking? Should I be having 6 small meals a day? I said, you just hear so many different things out there, media, TV and all that sort of thing. And she just said, look, just eat if you're hungry. So there's no point in eating if you're not hungry because it's just wasted calories. So she said, only have a small snack if you're hungry and if you feel that you need it. Otherwise, just keep to your 3 set meals a day and just maybe add in some extra vegetables and salads and all that sort of thing, which will help keep you fuller for longer. We also, what was the other thing I was going to say? I'm trying to remember. Oh, I also did say to her that we had just been through a miscarriage. At that point it was only a month prior. And throughout that sort of period, it was a period of about 6 weeks, we were having a lot of takeaway and fast food. We're probably having it about 5 times a week, which I know is really bad. April was 100% having home cooked meals because I home cook and freeze them, or I'll cook them for her on the day, and give them to her fresh, and she was always having that. But just Bill and I were feeling very down and going through a really hard time, and so it was purely for convenience, and I know it wasn't very good for us, but we just weren't feeling up to it at the time. So I did explain that all to her, and I said probably before that period we were only having takeaway once a week, so it was definitely a huge jump from once a week to about 5 times a week. And we were also eating it late at night because we get to like 10 o'clock and we just would have been lounging around because we're feeling so upset and down and worried and stressed. And so we're eating, that sort of junky food late at night. And then if we did have a special occasion, I did have a few drinks, we were having chips and those sort of things. But I do prefer sort of savoury foods over sweet things. I don't go for cakes or lollies or that sort of thing. Anyways, that's all that. So let's get into what she recommended me to do and the diet that she gave me. Okay, sorry about that. I had to change sort of locations because the sun kept going behind the clouds and it was glaring through the window. So anyway, here is my file, and it's just First Diet Clinic. Has my appointment time at the top, able to have a nice drawing over the front. And so you open it up and it has this healthy eating package, and it goes through all the food groups and explains what they provide. So for example, breads and cereals provide energy, B vitamins and fibre. Fruit and vegetables provide energy, vitamin C, beta-carotene, folate and fibre. Dairy products provide energy, calcium and protein. Meat and alternatives provide energy, iron, protein, zinc and vitamin B12. And fat and oils provide energy, vitamins A, D, E and K. And then down the bottom we've just got general dietary guidelines for Australians, just about how to lead a healthy lifestyle, I guess. So turning over the page, it goes through my food equivalents and serves. So this just means how many serves of each food group I should be having essentially. So for example, my protein serves, my dairy protein serves, should be 2 to 3 servings. So that's, a serving would be 250 mils of milk, or 100 grams of cottage cheese, 40 grams of cheddar cheese, which would be 2 slices, or 200 mils of yogurt. My protein serves for meat, so meat, fish, chicken and any alternatives, are at 3 to 4 serves. So that would be 60 grams of meat, fish or chicken, 2 eggs or 150 grams of legumes. My fat and spread serves, which I don't have too much of, it's sort of like butter, margarine, avocado and all that, are at 3 to 6 serves. And so a serving would be 5 grams, which is 1 teaspoon of butter, or for example 1 tablespoon of avocado, which I thought was really small. 1 tablespoon of avocado is nothing. I could easily put in half an avocado into a salad, so that's something that I really needed to watch there. And by the way, all these servings are per day. For my bread, cereals, grains and starchy vegetable serves, 3 to 4 serves a day. So that would be 1 slice of bread, 1 mountain bread wrap, 1.5 cups of Weet-Bix or a cup of Sports Plus cereal, which we have here in Australia, 2 Ryvita crackers or 3 Vita Wheat crackers, 1 small potato, half a cup of cooked rice or pasta, or half a cup of parsnips or broad beans. So where it says half a cup of cooked rice or pasta, that is a huge thing. Half a cup is nothing. I was so surprised. I've got a cup to show you, that's half a cup, which is nothing. Especially if you look at the depth of that, that is such a small serving of pasta. And I was thinking about when we have spaghetti bolognese, I would easily have more than half a cup serving. And so I asked her about that. I was just like, wow, only half a cup. And she said, well, honestly, how often do you have, spaghetti bolognese? And I said, probably, I don't know, once every 2 or 3 weeks, not very often at all, to be honest, just because pasta bloats us and makes us really tired the next day. So she just said, look, then I'd be happy for you to have a cup when you have it, because you're not having it every day, you're not having it a few times a week, you're having it very sporadically. So it's sort of like a treat for us. So yeah, we can have a cup, but a normal serving would be half a cup, which I just couldn't get over. Back to the next thing. So for fruit serve, now I don't actually have very much fruit. I used to eat a lot of fruit, but I don't know, I sort of got a bit over it because I was having it so much. But 0 to 2 serves of fruit, because she did say that fruit does contain carbs and sugar, so you've just got to be careful. Not saying not to have it, but just not to go overboard. And for example, that would be 1 small apple, 1 small banana, 5 big grapes or 15 small grapes. And for dried fruit, it would just be 2 tablespoons of dried fruit, so that you can get sort of pre-packaged, I guess. And then non-starchy vegetables or salad is where you can just pretty much have as much as you want, which is 5+ servings. And all those vegetables include asparagus, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, capsicum, carrot, cauliflower, celery, Chinese vegetables, cucumber, any of your leafy greens, green beans, lettuce, mushrooms, onion, parsley, pumpkin, radish, snow peas, spinach, tomato, turnip or zucchini. So pretty much any vegetable, pretty much, you can have 5+ servings. And so that's really good. And she said that is a good way to beef up your meals or to keep you fuller for longer, is to try and have more vegetables and more salads rather than filling up on other things. So turning over the page is a suggested meal pattern, and this was what was really interesting. So for my breakfast, I'm just going to read off it rather than holding it out. For my breakfast, for example, I could have 1 cup of cereal or 1 piece of toast with 1 boiled egg or 2 boiled eggs. And then I can have a tea or coffee with 1 sugar once a day. So normally I choose to have it at breakfast or morning or afternoon tea. It depends if I'm catching up with a friend or not, but most of the time I just have it for breakfast. So morning tea, under morning tea, she's got if hungry. So definitely have a glass of water and keep having water throughout the day. But for example, could have a glass of water with your snack, which could either be 1 piece of fruit, a 1/4 cup of nuts, or 1 small piece of cheese with 1 cracker. And then for lunch, I could have 1 to 2 pieces of bread if I haven't had carbs for my breakfast, or 1 mountain bread wrap. And she said specifically the mountain bread wraps. Any other wrap normally equals 2 slices of bread, so it's not really necessarily any healthier. So yeah, either 1 to 2 pieces of bread or 1 mountain bread wrap, or 3 Vita wheat crackers or 1 row of just your normal rice crackers. Plus lots of salads and vegetables as much as you want, and plus a bit of protein. So that could be legumes, meat would be 2 slices like of meat if it was ham or something like that, or turkey or something, or chicken, about 60 grams of chicken, or 1 small tin of tuna, and cheese could be 2 slices of cheese. Then afternoon tea, again, only if I'm hungry, and it would just be 1 small snack if I really felt that I needed it. Then for my evening meal for dinner, I can have 1 cup of legumes, so which equals 150 grams, 150 grams of meat, so that's red meat, and 150 grams of chicken or 150 grams of fish. So that all equals to about a palm size amount. So pretty much palm size amount of protein. And then you can have, once again, about half a plate of non-starchy vegetables or salads, so as much as you want. So that's really what I'm getting at, is like beefing up my meals that way. Then I can have, if I choose to, 1 small potato, half a cup of cooked rice, or half a cup of pasta. But once again, I'm only really having those things as like a special treat, and not every day, and not a few times a week or anything like that. Then my dessert, I can have twice a week, and I can have a fruit yogurt mini it looks like an ice cream, but it's the Bulla mini frozen yogurts, fruit and yogurt sticks, I don't know, something like that anyway. Or I can have those Weight Watchers desserts that I have been having, although they are high in sweeteners, so that's something she wants me to be careful of. So other snack ideas for everyone out there includes Vegemite on toast, and for anyone overseas, Vegemite is a savoury spread that we have here. Raw vegetables and vegetarian dips, so like hummus, guacamole, or low-fat cream cheese, cheese and crackers, dried fruit and nuts, fresh fruit, fruit bread and ricotta cheese, a low-fat yogurt, a savoury muffin, a milkshake or smoothie, so fruit and milk and yogurt. But once again, those snacks I would very rarely have, and it would only be if I really needed it. So that finishes that healthy eating package. That's a lot of talking. So yeah, I found that really, really interesting. Just, I think, for me, learning about all the different serves, and that's really where she wants me to, I guess, watch my portions, because she did say to me that wasn't necessarily, forget the I guess, takeaway fast food period that we had. Regardless of that, she said we weren't necessarily eating badly. We're actually eating fairly healthily, fairly well. We just needed to reduce our portion sizes. So obviously, I'm talking for myself, not necessarily for Bill. So I just need to reduce my portion sizes and just keep that all in check. And it was very, very much an eye-opener for me. Definitely the whole half a cup of pasta thing is just crazy. Half a cup's tiny. And avocado 1 tablespoon, and just I think I was really interested and just surprised at how small a healthy serving is, and it's something that you know, you don't really hear much about. It's more about, you know, eating 6 small meals a day. You never know, you know, how much of everything you're supposed to be having in each meal. That doesn't make sense. And then, you know, you hear, okay, just have 3 set meals a day. And once again, you just don't know how much of everything you're supposed to be having each meal. So I have been weighing out my food just using a set of scales I got from Coles, and I've also been using like my cups to measure everything out. She said I only really need to do it for a few weeks, then I'll get the hang of it, and I won't need to be literally doing it every day, every meal or anything like that. Obviously when I'm out it's different. That brings me to my next point. Going out and food choices when I'm out, I need to sort of try and stick to what we've already spoken about. She did say something really interesting about sushi, which I always lean for sushi as like a healthy alternative for when I'm out and about or whatever. And she said really sushi should be 3 pieces, which is I think for me is a small serving, but anyway, 6 pieces is quite a big serving, and that's a lot of carbs that you're getting. So just to be mindful of that. So I have really not actually had any sushi, I don't think, since I've seen her, maybe once, but I was once again really surprised about that. The last goal that she had for me was with my Diet Coke, and she said she's not necessarily completely against diet drink. She's not so much worried about the diet drink, she just thinks the quantity I'm having. And I agree, like I think the quantity I'm having is just ridiculous. And like I said, I do think it sometimes is a suppressant for, as in like not having a snack or choose to have a Diet Coke instead of a snack sort of thing. She wants me to aim to get down to a 200ml can once a day, and she said preferably your evening meals, so that throughout the rest of the day you should be drinking water. You shouldn't need to have any Diet Coke, and it should just be like a little treat to have with your dinner. So 200ml can, I don't actually have any Diet Coke in the house at the moment, but the 200ml can is, I think, about half a normal can, I think, or like a third, I'm not 100% sure, because the normal cans are about 375 mils. Anyway, so a 200ml can once a day. And then eventually she said if I can completely get rid of it, obviously that's the best thing, but if I got down to just 1 200ml serving a day, she'd be really happy. So I'm next meeting with her in a couple of weeks, and so it would have been a month since I last saw her. So I'm hoping that I can really prove to her that I've really made an effort. And yeah, I just thought I'd show you one last thing, is my weekly food record. These my filled-in sheets that I've already completed somewhere. I don't have them right here, but these are other sheets I still yet to fill it in. But weekly food record, it's got, you know, every day of the week, how much exercise you've done and what it was, whether it's steps, walk, swim, cycle or aerobics, then what you had for breakfast, morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea, dinner, and supper if you had it. And then she's going to go through and work out what out of every food group I've been having each day, essentially. And then at the end of the week, she tallies it up, you know, with my drinks, alcohol, cakes and biscuits, fats, fruit, takeaway, dining out, other, you know, how much of all that I've been having, and then any comments or anything like that, and then just my targets and goals. So she was really, really thorough, and I think that was really good for me. I needed someone who was thorough and not too blasé about it, and not, you know, too general. I needed her to be specific about everything, and I think having a piece of paper that specifically says like what I need to eat, how much of everything I need to eat, and what I am allowed to have gives me options. So like when I, you know, a couple of times I have actually felt like having a snack, and I'll go and have a look at my sheet and see, okay, what are my options, what can I have as a snack, and then obviously make a decision based on that. And also for me, definitely reporting back to someone sort of makes you really think twice about if you want to have a treat for it. Like if I'm going to have to write down the treat that I've had and have to admit that to someone, that just makes me think twice about actually even having it at all, because I don't want to admit that I've done that, if you know what I mean, or being naughty or whatever. And also 100% reporting back to you guys and telling you know the week I've had or what I've eaten or anything like that, you know, that also keeps me in check as well, and that's been really helping me. So yeah, so that was my, sorry if that was so detailed, but my first appointment with my dietitian, and I really hope you enjoyed watching this video and you found it interesting, and as interesting as I found it, I was just like, couldn't believe it. But anyway, and I hope it might help you or guide you in the right direction, and please let me know if you have any questions or comments, just leave them down below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for watching, bye!